That black yo magic. 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 Magic. Black yo magic. That black yo magic. That black yo. Look at that black yo. Hitting me with all of that.
Hey family, and welcome to the Crown Me Colored channel and podcast. I'm your host Treese, and before we get into it, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so for today's episode, we are talking transportation. Alright, so when you're having a party, whether it's a birthday party or whether you're celebrating for your wedding or anniversary, or just want to kick it with the girls and nobody really wants to drive, maybe you guys want to drink, or you just don't feel like driving and you all just want to ride together and, you know, kind of get that type of vibe. What are the options that you have? So we know we can get someone to drop us off. We can get our spouse to drop us off, or a friend to drop us off, or Uber or Lyft. Well, why not Borden Transportation? So Borden Transportation was established in September of 2013. The owners had a vision of basically, so starting back from consulting business. So basically they knew that, 85% of the income for Borden Consulting was coming from one single contract. So they wanted to basically, find that diversity so that they could have security, securing that bag for them, not just relying on, that one means or stream, of income. And basically what they were doing was she was providing transportation to her parents and her in-laws and, other relatives. They just didn't want to drive anymore, especially at night. So transportation kind of seemed like, that no-brainer type of, second business for them to start. Now, Borden Transportation provides private, chauffeured car services. So whether it be just a sedan, an SUV, a luxury SUV, might I add, vans, if it's about 15 or more of you guys, limousines, so proms, weddings, anniversaries, special dinners. You just want to feel fabulous and just ride the night out downtown, or you know what I mean. So they kind of just have it all. They have sprinters, they have school buses, they have party buses. So for your birthday parties, your bachelorette parties, your bachelor parties, your I just want to party because I can do that and that's my business type of situation, those type of parties. And they also have coach buses. So if you want to take a ride maybe to I know sometimes you have people that take bus rides to Atlantic City, or take bus rides to like museums or whatever the case may be. So you have so many different options. Like I said, those type of corporate events. So, your weddings, your special occasions, your concerts, your school graduation, prom type of situation. Like, you have so many different options of transportations. And just because for that particular transportation, you would normally take a, maybe let's say you would take a coach bus. Maybe you're deciding to switch it up and do something different like me, because that's my business and that's what I like to do. So maybe you're deciding to do like a party bus instead of a coach bus. So, you have so many different options of, means of transportation. So there base point as far as the price ranges, it kind of ranges. So the sedan services, you can they can range from anywhere from $55 an hour and up. The van service about $65 an hour. The SUV service, which I said is luxury, so that's just a nice way to just enjoy the night out with your spouse, or with the girls. Maybe it's just about 4 or 5 of y'all, and like I said, you just don't want to drive. So for the SUV, that's about $75 an hour. The limousine service, $135 an hour. School bus services, about $115 an hour. Party buses, $175 an hour. And like I said, if it's enough of you, think about it. Everybody's pitching in a few dollars. You know what I mean? So you have 1 hour, let's say, for everyone to just be picked up at one mutual location, and then another hour for everyone to be picked up from that location and then drop back off to that mutual location. So when you divide that up between, let's just say, maybe 10 or 15 of you, it's not that much. When you plan situations and you plan it well and you plan it in advance, you're not kicking out a lot of money all at once. So it's definitely a good deal. The coach bus service, that's $165 an hour. So even doing the math with that, you have, let's just say, over 20 people that'll ride the coach bus. So that's not a lot of money that you're spending out of pocket. You can incorporate that with your fees and the prices for whatever else. And so they definitely have some pretty good price ranges. Not gonna kill you. You know what? That may be a good idea to so just plan a little family vacation. So I'm not sure about most, but I love my family. It's FOE, family over everything. Love my family. We're always trying to do things. So maybe for this summer, maybe we can plan our family vacation, and instead of going away for the weekend, maybe we can just plan like maybe an all day type of event. Maybe just travel or drive maybe about an hour or two away, and to maybe utilize the coach bus service. That may be something to think about, versus everyone spending money on gas and somewhere to sleep and everything like that, where we would just have to pay the price for the coach bus service, and then also maybe just have to pay for food and maybe purchasing a few little knickknacks or whatever while we're out. So that's actually not a bad idea. So you have so many different options and ways to think of why you can use Borden Transportation. So they currently operate in the Maryland, Washington metropolitan area. For now, we're always thinking big. So shout out to Borden Transportation. They are open 24/7. So give them a ring, day or night. Look, you may just decide last minute that you want to utilize the SUV, or last minute that the transportation fell through that maybe you thought you would have had, and who knows what could have happened. But last minute ordeals, I'm pretty sure they can try to work something out for you. I wouldn't recommend doing it last minute, of course, if you had that option to book in advance. But just to know that they are open 24/7 is something definitely good to know. Their mission is to provide every client with excellent customer service and a great experience. So just looking at the website and looking at some of the pictures with some of the different celebrities, and then some of their guests that they've had the privilege to transport, definitely just shows that quality customer service that they're trying to bring about their business and everything. So their goal in the next 3 to 5 years is to just basically service the entire nation. Okay, boss up, Borden. Okay, I heard that. So they just want to establish relationships with affiliates. They want to bring out excellent customer service throughout the entire country. So they're hoping to just be that premier ground transportation for concerts and plays and everything like that within the United States. So they have some definite high goals, some boss up goals, and some boss up moves that they're looking forward to doing. And I salute them. It looks like they're definitely well on their way. So again, if you're in need for transportation, maybe you're planning your wedding right now. Maybe you're planning a special event, a birthday party, prom, whatever the case may be. Even whatever it is, definitely check them out. My heart goes out to those who have lost their loved ones, especially due to the pandemic and different situations like that. So even for the limousine service, you may decide that, because of the size of the family, you're thinking about transporting inside of a limousine. You definitely have this service as well. So definitely check Borden Transportation out. Shout out to Borden Transportation, okay? Now for our boss women of the day, shout out to the 3 amazing Black women. The movie Hidden Figures, as we know, is based on a true story of 3 Black women in 1962 who helped NASA launch the astronaut and pioneer John Glenn. So shout out to these 3 amazing women who did not take any stuff. They were determined to be more than what society tried to put them in that small little box. They were determined to just be more. And shout out to them for just knowing who they were and just being confident in who they were. All 3 of those women, they were amazing, and each of them made contributions to American space exploration. So although it kind of centered around Taraji P. Henson, who played Katherine Johnson, she was in the center of the film. They all played an important role in us being able to travel to space. So let's just make that clear. So you have Dorothy Vaughan. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. She was the leader of the computing team. So basically the computers, they dealt with all of the computers and figuring out how to work them and use them and knowing them. She was the boss lady in the head in that. You had Miss Mary Jackson, who she became the engineer. She was a space engineer, basically. Super smart women, intelligent women. You have Miss Katherine Johnson, who mathematician, just phenomenal the way she worked those numbers. Let me tell y'all, never have I ever been good at math. But just the way that you just saw when you watch it in Figures, how she was just counting them numbers in her head and just saying it out loud, and she just knew, and it was just like bam, 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 bam. And I mean, with the decimals and the fractions, and she was just so freaking intelligent. Like, I just couldn't take it. I'm just like, ma'am, I just want to count my money, and that's pretty much it. Do a couple measurements when I'm in the kitchen cooking, and that's pretty much it. But like, just seeing these women in the movie, just them just being so determined. Miss Mary Jackson, her having to take night school. I saw the way that they kept changing the rules, and when it came to education, and her just being so determined, and boasting the judge's ego to convince him to allow her to do night school in an all-white school. To do school and get further her education in an all-white school, and the judge allowed it, but it was for night school nevertheless, but she was able to go. So it was just an amazing story. Miss Dorothy Vaughan, her just being determined and knowing her worth. I loved how when things changed. And I can't remember the exact situation, but it was a situation in the movie where they wanted to elevate her and take her somewhere else, but then the class that she was educating, they wanted to basically separate them, and she was just like, no, it's me and them, it's all of us, or none of us, basically. I love the way that they all stuck together. They rotted it out, and then eventually she did become the supervisor of that department, and it was just a big ordeal. These three women, they made a big change for us, even to this day. And I just thought that was just an amazing cover. So that's my little tidbit for our boss women. Just reminding our children, our youth, even our young adults, that you can be anything that you put your mind to. You can do anything that you put your mind to. The amount... What do I want to say? Let me get my words right here. Everything that we touch, everything that we do, us, everything that we do and touch, we can make it as big as this universe. We've seen it done. We do it all the time. Never let anyone tell you anything less than that. Alright, so that's my little tidbit. Back to Borden Transportation. Y'all make sure y'all check them out. Let me tell y'all, because I will definitely be using them for my next little shindig. I don't know what it is yet, but I know I want to do something just because I want to use Borden Transportation. So I got to make sure that I plan something nice. Whether, like I said, it just be... Ooh, okay, I just thought of something. Okay, all right. Come on, Jesus. Giving me them little ideas. I like that. Excuse me. But yeah, so definitely check them out. Their information and everything will be in the description box below. So definitely check them out. Check out their social media pages and everything. Other than that, just please, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, remember to share, remember to subscribe. And hey, some of you had mentioned you have not been getting the notifications. So this little bell right here, you have to click on it. And then it is going to give you it's going to give you a few different options. So when you click on the notification bell, this little bell right here, it's going to give you three options. So you can either have it notify you for all notifications from Crown Me Colored. You can personalize it, or none. So when you see the little X going through it, that means you do not get notified when I upload. You want to make sure you click on the bell where it's grayed in, and there's like, it looks like it's ringing. So it's like two little rings coming from the side of it. You want to make sure that you click on that, so that way you're notified each time that I upload. So you're not just subscribing, you have to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will always know when I upload. It has been a pleasure. I love y'all, and thank y'all so much for riding it out with me. Again, I'm your host, Treese, and until next time, carry on.
That melanin, melanin, melanin. That melanin, melanin, melanin. That melanin, melanin, melanin. That melanin, melanin, melanin.